Hello everyone, welcome back to the Python programming language course, and today we are going to learn about data types in Python. So before actually learning about data types in Python, first let us understand what actually data is. So data is nothing but, in simple terms, it is value. So anything of value is called as data. Suppose, let's say, in your daily life itself you have come across many examples, like suppose a name of a person and age of a person, temperature. Here you can see the examples of data. It is nothing but a value. If you can see a value, in technical terms you call it as a data. But here you can see the different examples of data. In these examples of data, you can see the differences between the type of data we are dealing with. So that is why we come across a term called data types. So data type is nothing but the type of data we are dealing with. So in simple terms, let's say what actually data means. Data means something called value. And there are different kinds of values, right? So the type of data is nothing but the data type, right? So I hope you got it. In simple terms, data types are nothing but the type of data. Here you can see Ranga. Ranga is collection of characters. Whereas age 42, it is a number. Whereas temperature 36.5 is also a number, but it is a decimal point number. So it is different from age. And here you can see true or false, where we give some specific term in programming languages for this, and this is kind of a specific data which we see in programming languages. So now I hope you got what is data. Now let us understand the difference between data and information. So what is data? Data is nothing but a value. But then what is information? Information is when you give some kind of meaning to the data, then you call it as information. Suppose you have 95. This is just a value. It doesn't mean anything. 95. It can be percentage or it can be anything. We don't know. It is just a raw value. So that is data. But when you give some meaning to it, like Ranga scored 95 marks in Python, you have given some meaning. So 95 refers to some marks. So when you give some meaning to the value, then you get information. Here you have 42 degrees Celsius. That is the room temperature. So when you give some meaning to the data, then you'll call it as information. So I hope you got the meaning of data, information, and what actually data type means, right? So yeah, now let's get started. Let's go deeper. Let's understand what are data types. So in Python we have different kinds of data types, like we have int, we have float, we have string, we have list, we have tuple, we have set, we have dictionary, and we have complex, which is not used much in programming languages. But yeah, just for your information, there is also a data type called complex. And we have int, float, string, list, tuple, set, dictionary, and complex. So these are the data types which we are going to deal with today, and these are the data types which we are going to use for the rest of our course. So let us understand one by one what actually these data types are. So let's start with int. What is this int? So int is nothing but integers. These are nothing but integers. What are integers? Integers are just like numbers. Like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, -1, -2, -3, -4, everything. These are numbers. 0, everything comes under integers. So that specifically simple words, numbers are called as integers, right? So suppose, yes, I said numbers are integers. But if you don't trust me, uh, let's say it with Python itself. And now we are going to learn a new function called type function. And yeah, you will get to know the meaning of it in few seconds. Let's understand. In the previous section, you have learned the function called print. It prints whatever which is inside it, right? Now, let's say I say print 2 plus 3. What is going to print? It prints 5. So it's doing calculation very well, right? So 2 plus 4 gives 6. fine. But as I said, numbers are integers, but you don't trust me, then I will make the Python itself say the type of data we are dealing with the function called type. So what you do with the type, you will get to know what kind of data we are dealing with. So when you print the type of 2 plus 4, you will get int here. What does this specifically mean? When you do 2 plus 4, you are going to get a 6, and when you do the type of 6, it will return integer. So it says integer. So let's forget about this class for some time. Now we just focus on this int. What does this int mean? It says the data type of this number, or whatever the value which is there in this type function, the data type of it is int, that is integer. So I hope you got it, what are integers. And now let's come to one more data type, that is called float. So what is this float? Float is nothing but decimal point numbers. Suppose let's say 2.5, let's say 3.14, let's say 5.6, let's say 7.8. So let's say 1.789, so on. So these are all floating point numbers. These are called float. So these type of data which we deal with are called floating point numbers, which we give the term float. So let us understand with the Python itself. So how we are going to use the type function? So we are going to write type, we are going to open the parenthesis, and then we are going to write down whatever we want to know, whatever the data we want to know the type about. So like if I want to know the type of 3.14, I'm going to write 3.14 inside the type function, and I'm going to print it. So what it's going to print now? It's going to print float. Why? Because it is a decimal point number. But if at all I use type 3.14, will it print on the output screen? No. To print on the output screen the value, we need to actually use the print function. So don't forget this function. So if at all you want to print something, then you actually need to use print function. So whatever the function you are going to use, if at all you want to get the output, you need to actually use the print function. So here you can see type of 3.14 gives something, returns something called class float, and then you print that, and then you get the output. I hope you got it. I hope you got what are integers and what are floating point numbers. And there is one more thing called str, which are called strings. And what are the strings? Strings are nothing but collection of characters. Let's say your name. My name is Ranga, so I write Ranga. So this is a string. So strings are basically written in double quotes or single quotes like this. So these are nothing but strings. You can write name of this city like this, and you can go, you can write anything like it might be, let's say, Taj Mahal. So these are all part of strings. So anything which is written inside these double quotes, single quotes, and you also have multi-line strings as well. If at all you want to write a sentence, like so you can write a sentence as well, like in this, these are called multi-line strings because you write in different lines. If you use double quotes and single quotes, you need to write only in one line. But if at all you want to write a big string in many lines, then you are going to use this multi-line strings. So we will deal with strings in much more deeper way in the upcoming videos. But now let us understand what actually string means. So strings are nothing but basically collection of characters. Here you can see which are enclosed in double quotes, single quotes, which, yeah, I hope you got the main idea of strings. So don't think about it much. It's nothing but whatever you write, even these are strings. So anything which is enclosed in this single quotes, you may think that it's a number, but no, it's not a number. Anything which is enclosed in a single quote or a double quote is a string. So yeah, now I hope you got the basic idea of int, float, and string. And there are many other data types like list, tuple, you have dictionary, and you have set, you have complex, and yeah, till now we have learned about int, float, and string in a basic way. And I will tell strings are much more complex. I mean, there is a lot more to talk about strings, but I have given the basic idea of strings for now. I'll cover in the later videos. But now I hope you got the basic understanding of what is a data type, what is data, what is information, and what are the types of data, or what are data types present in the Python language. So let us understand this list, tuple, dict, set, and complex in the later videos, because these are a bit complex than the first three data types we have learned. Now I'm going to teach about operators, mathematical operators. Uh, so there is not going to be much math in this. This is the basic math I'm going to teach. Not much, just a bit basic, which we have learned. So basically, in the previous few minutes before, I have written this code 2 plus 3. So what it did, it has given me the output. So we can do addition as well, and we can do subtraction, and it does very well. And we can do multiplication, and it does this thing also. And we can do division as well. You can see we have done the division as well. So these are the basic operators which we have learned in mathematics as well, right? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. But there are few more important operators, mathematical operators in Python, which we are going to deal now. So basic addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, you know it. And in multiplication, we use this asterisk symbol. So we call it asterisk. And this symbol is used for multiplying numbers. And I hope you got those basic operators. Now let us discuss some new operators if you are new to programming language. And this is modulus. Suppose, let's say I have 5 modulus 2. What it returns, what it prints? It prints 1. Why? Because if we divide 5 with 2, then the remainder, what we are going to get is 1. So what modulus does, this operator is called as modulus, and this modulus will return the remainder. So whatever the remainder is there, that remainder we are going to get with the modulus operator. So modulus returns the remainder, right? So we got about the modulus operator, and we also have integer division operator. Like, let's say in the previous example, I've given, let's say, 5 divided by 2. So this is the basic operator which we have seen before. So what it returns, it returns 2.5, right? So 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. But what actually if I use this integer division operator? So this integer division operator, it will round up to an integer. Suppose if 5 divided by 2 actually returns 2.5, then what this integer division does is, this integer division will round this number to an integer which is 2. So if it is 3.5, if it is 3.4, let's say, it will return to 3. So it will basically round up to the integer value. So I hope you got it. So what does integer division mean? So in operators, you have learnt about plus, in operators, you have learnt about minus, and multiplication, division, integer division, modulus as well. And yeah, I forgot about one more operator, that is exponentiation operator. That is, suppose, let's say, print 2 double asterisk 3. So what does this mean? It means 2 to the power of 3. So 2 to the power of 3 is 8. So, and let's say 2 to the power of 4. What does this return? It returns 16. Yeah, so in Python, we are going to use this power, that is the exponentiation operator, which is represented with double asterisk. So these are the basic operators which you need to have understanding with. Those are plus, minus, you have division, you have integer division, you have modulo, you have exponentiation, this. So these are the basic operators which you need to keep in mind. And yeah, I think that's all for this video. I hope you have learned a lot from this video. You have learned about data types, and first you started with data, and then you got to know about what is information as well, and then you have learned about data types like int. You have learned about int, float, and you have also learned what are strings, and you have learned operators, mathematical operators. There are many operators like relational operators, logical operators, but these are the basic mathematical operators which we are going to use in programming languages. And these are the three things which you additionally see in programming languages, but basically we are going to use them uh, in our daily life. But yeah, these are the additional things which you're going to see in programming languages. And I hope uh, you like this video, and yeah, please subscribe, and thank you for watching. Thank you.